Hey guys, Thomas the Slow Jr. here, aka Mustached, here to review the animated short In a Heartbeat. Now, before I officially begin my review, I'm going to say I'm putting a link in the description to the actual video itself, so please go ahead and check that out. And come back here and then watch the film, whatever you decide. So, anyways, uh, this animated short was created by Beth David and Esteban Bravo, and it follows this red-haired boy, which I don't know his actual name. I believe it was a part of the GoFundMe page that was started about a year ago, and he's trying to get or trying to avoid his little heart from coming out and exposing his true feelings toward this, I believe, this brown-haired boy, or the boy to the right of the screen, um, and he's trying to do everything he can, and the heart's only getting closer and closer. And from there, the two boys meet each other, and it's a bit awkward. And eventually, they get inside the school after the red-haired boy manages to get the heart to go away, like temporarily, or hide it temporarily. But eventually, they are exposed in front of or a few students anyway. And the heart is between the both of them, and they're both pulling away from each other, and the heart is breaking. And it's also captioned very well through the expressions on both of their faces throughout the film, since the majority of this film is a silent film, which is one of the, I think, few drawbacks of the film. On But I don't think it ruins the film all the way. It's just I would have liked to have at least remembered the characters' names for purposes of remembering the characters' names, and exploring a bit more of the why as well. I feel like could have been handled better. As far as the relationship is concerned within this short, it feels very Disney-esque, which is a bit ironic, since I don't know if Disney even has like an official, like, openly homosexual couple yet. Nickelodeon actually seems to be pushing a lot harder than Disney is, which is really weird. You had Korra and Asami, I think that's her name, and we have in the Loud House we have characters that are, you had the gay parents of Clyde, and then you had, I believe her name is Lana Loud, I think, the rock star one, who recently was like she's bisexual. So yeah, Nickelodeon seems to definitely be pushing this thing a lot more than Disney, at least. Uh, but anyways, the feel of this movie does feel more drawn like a Disney Pixar film, at least from the look of it. Anyways, the heart breaks, and the red-haired boy ends up running back outside, trying to get away from the situation. He is eventually reunited with the other boy, the boy on the right, with the other side of the heart, and then he completes the heart, and then he shares his own heart, because apparently he had the same feelings toward the red-haired boy. And that is how the movie ends, with both of their hearts glowing for each other. So it's a light-hearted film, which I think is also a very, at least in recent memory, very unique up until this point. And I won't lie, I'm a little jealous because I was actually writing well, I wouldn't say a script, but I was writing something along uh, the way I think it was like a few years back, and what the story was like this kid from another country was coming to, like, I guess America, or an equivalent of that, and he falls in love with wouldn't you know it, a popular student who also happens to be a boy. So very similar presence. The only thing that was different was the first boy was from another country, and then the other thing was they weren't humans, at least not in the story I was writing. But I never really went anywhere with it. I wrote the beginning of it, and I actually wrote the ending of it, but I was having so much trouble trying to figure out the middle of the story. So I never really finished it. Like, there were a few other ideas that I wanted to explore, but it never, again, it never really went anywhere. Uh, but anyways, back to this animated short. It's sweet enough. It's kind enough. And for all intents and purposes, even though I haven't seen the Emoji Movie, I think based off of what I've seen about the Emoji Movie, I think you're gonna save a lot of time, money, and just feeling like you wasted your time. And you can instead just watch this, and I think that will be much more appreciated. Uh, you have much more of an appreciation for animated film, so there you go. I would give this movie a 7 out of 10, and I won't let the hype, because there actually is a lot of hype. I've looked at this on Twitter. Uh, there is a lot of hype on this film, and I think it's a little over exaggerated, but then again, I kind of understand it because it comes from a place of GoFundMe, and there was a lot of struggling to get there, to get to this point at least. So I understand the hype, I do, but I don't think it's like an 8 out of 10 or even a 9 out of 10. I think, again, exploring more of who these characters actually are would have been something. If they get money somehow for extended from this, I don't know if that would be possible. But if they were to make an expanded version of this very film, I think what would help is if they added the dialogue, uh, at least for this type of film. Again, for the characters' names, their motives, maybe that little sense of drama that was there. Like, it was only a very brief moment. Since it would be a longer film, there would probably be a bit of a longer thing going on in that part. Uh, you know, explore other parts of this film that I think could be explored. So I think this film has the capacity to be a full-length film. I really do. And you could explore all the different things that we didn't get to see in this film. So, like I said, if you haven't seen it, once again, the link will be in the description, so go ahead and click it, give it your support, yeah. So, if you enjoyed this review, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, everyone, bye!